Okay, it's 5:30. We have a quorum. We'll get started. Call meeting to order. Roll call, it's already been taken. Verification.
Yes, it has been posted.
Approval of agenda. Need a motion? So moved. We have a second?
I'll second it.
Favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Minutes from last meeting. Need a motion on those if there's no issues?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve minutes from the July 14th meeting. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Public comment? No public comment. Staff report?
All right, so we just completed the food closure last week, so which is down for maintenance. Everything went pretty well. Have to talk a little bit more about that.
Had to replace two of the filters, pretty pricey week actually. We've been getting a lot of sand in the pool. I'm not quite sure why, but one of the filters was completely replaced. Two of them had to be rebuilt, and actually they switched out the sand in the hot tub, which somehow I got back into the hot tub figure, but lots of repairs for the most part. It's all completed. Yeah, no major hiccups. I think everything that they thought they needed to do, they were able to fix for the most part. So it's our plan now to get them in consistently one time a year during shutdown week, which I don't really think they were doing before. So I think that's kind of what led to this steeper bill this time around. Some of the stuff probably should have been done a while ago. So, and that did as much cleaning as we could without still a full-time cleaning person at this point, and he did a pretty good job. It's a pretty crazy week actually. So.
Yeah, we got some good comments on the weekend front, which I didn't tell you about, but it's a lot of your lifeguards.
Yeah, I had a lot of lifeguards come in this week that wanted to pick up hours, just not lifeguarding, and put them to work. They were really sweating. It was warm. They were pulling weeds out front. Yeah, they were doing anything and everything. So.
Is there a way to eliminate the sand?
No.
Just
You
coming
mean
in
like
through the water?
eliminate the filters, the sand filters? Yeah, there's.
It's coming in through city water?
There's sand filters.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah, sand filters are back in the mechanical room, so it's not the city water. The city water comes in and gets filtered. That's how it gets filtered out. Sand filters, the water is that gets recycled.
They were just bad. They have essentially a system inside of there with different pipes, and if one of those pipes breaks, then you do something like backwash, which reverses the water flow. Then that sand, when they reverse it, gets kind of caught in those lines and then it pushes back. And so those need to be rebuilt. That should happen.
We're on the equipment. Obviously, everybody knows our HVAC system has needed to be replaced for several years. We do have, because obviously this is the time of year when condensation really builds up, and we do have, if you go upstairs, there are buckets upstairs. We have to manually empty those buckets. We got one now. That's one of the HVAC systems. Is every 6 hours the container fills, and because the drains, actually the drains there go right over the women's locker room and those leaks, so that's why there's water that drips into the women's locker room. So we have to manually take that down every 6 hours or so when it's kind of warm like this. So anyway, that's where everything goes with the HVAC systems at. But, as far as staffing, we did hire for a custodial crew. What we're doing, we offered it to a gentleman who was pretty well qualified, but then he ended up not following through. So the next best candidate could only work part-time hours. He's got a lot of experience working with the UW and working with the state as a custodian, and he's also a Symons member, but he can only work a certain amount of hours because he's on retirement. But that worked out well for us, so we've got him hired as part-time now. And then Lydia, who has been our land aerobics, one of our land aerobics instructors, you've seen her down there doing a lot of cleaning as well. She's agreed to stay on a part-time basis as well, and she may be interested in working into more of a full-time position at sometime down the road when our other part-timer, when he does fully retire. So we do have a pretty good system there. Two very experienced, very good cleaners that I think are gonna make things a lot cleaner. And it's gonna be a lot cheaper for us because now we got 2 part-time people, so we don't have benefits to pay. So that saves us a big chunk of money there. So that's something that we're working with right now. And with hopefully some of the savings that we're working on, we're hoping to work towards a part-time customer service or a member services manager position that will better communicate with some of our members, recruit new members, retain some of our existing members. We get more of that communication going. We're working that into our existing budget, so it's not going to add anything to our budget, but it's a kind of one of the restructuring of our staffing that we've been working actually back even when Candace was here. We started working on it, but it looks like it's going to be able to fit within this upcoming budget year if there's no increases in staffing. So that's all I got. That's pretty much all I got for staff report right now.
I wanted to add in, I think we've got talking about it last meeting, but the swim team season just ended somewhat recently. And they had, I think, 76 members this year, or athletes, swimmers. And last year, I think they only had 44. So almost double them or close to it. So that was good. And that's important. Yeah.
Foundation report?
Foundation's gonna be having a fundraiser kicking off on September 1st or thereabouts and running for 2 months till the end of October. Our goal is to raise $50,000, and we had a person step forward who, a member of Symons, they wish to remain anonymous, but they're going to do a dollar-for-dollar match of $25,000 in this campaign. So letters will be going out to members and to area businesses last week of August, first part of September, kicking this off.
Very good. Rebranding.
All right, so just a quick update on the innovation grant. So that RFP, the city did complete that. So the RFP is on the city website now if you're interested in looking at it. I don't remember what the deadline for that is, but it's coming up here shortly. It's not a very long open period. I believe it's the end of August sometime. So we'll hopefully be able to select a contractor to that study on how Symons operations can operate more efficiently. Again, that was 100% paid innovation grant that the city was able to apply for and receive. So that's going to be a nice little project to get. Venture architects, I don't have any update on that. I think I mentioned at the last meeting, but shortly after they had walked through, did their walkthrough. There haven't been any updates from them yet. I know they're still working on getting the report together. So probably by the next meeting, we should have a report from them to review. And I don't have anything right now on the sponsorship and donation policy. We started working with the foundation. The foundation, we had a meeting today, and they're working pretty aggressively on some new donations that we'll be able to bring probably to the next meeting of some campaigns that we're starting to work on through the foundation. So I think it's pretty exciting stuff. It's gonna do a lot to get us closer to being a little more self-sufficient, less reliant on those levy dollars. Pretty excited about that.
Okay. All right, action items. First one is to consider the 2025 open house dates.
So we're going to be hosting the Pumpkin Fest 5K, 10K race at the end of October. We've been asked to do that by the Pumpkin Fest committee. So we've been working, Cal and I have been working with them on, that's our part of Pumpkin Fest. Along with that date, we'd like to have our annual open house at Symons, in which we'd have free admission to anyone to come in and tour Symons, take a look, hopefully recruit a few new members. And to do that, we're just looking for your approval to allow for free admission on the 25th and 26th of October as part of our open house activities.
You've done that in the past?
Yeah, so yeah, we had when did we have open house last year? Probably the same time. Yeah, October last year. Yeah, we had free admission there. We had popcorn, free popcorn that we give out. I don't remember if we had music or not, but we had some businesses that gave away door prizes. I think we gave away a few month memberships as well. So it's we did get a few members off of that. And I think that was part of us getting the higher membership over the winter. We did get some people that renewed their memberships early as well. So and it was a good time at this time last year because we had made quite a few new improvements at that time. So a lot of people that hadn't been in for a while got a chance to come in and see it. see some changes. This would also be actually a good time because this is right towards the end of when the foundation is doing their, what they had just discussed, the 25,000 match. And there's some other stuff going along with that we can kind of announce with that, promote along with that, along with possibly something with the innovation grant or the venture architect study that we can kind of share some of that information as well. So it's an opportunity, and then also with now having the gym available, so people can come through and they can kind of see the gym. So a lot of people that are curious about that, see that as a possibility.
So I'll make a motion to allow for free admission on the Symons open house dates, which would be October 25th and 26th of 2025.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussions? Not all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. Updates to the revised city-county agreement.
Start off here, so this did go to the city finance committee last week, correct?
Yes, last
Last
Tuesday.
week, yeah. So they did review it. They had a few, so they had some feedback on it, so it wasn't forwarded to the city council yet, so it's coming back to us with their feedback. Included the agreement that we're currently at right now that was approved by you last meeting, as well as an email from Ashley that kind of summarizes some of the action, and of course Melody or Rachel can kind of add to any of that as well. But so this is some of Ashley's suggestions. I think they're definitely reasonable. But what we need to do is consider these, or consider some sort of a amendment or some sort of response to these to be able to get an agreement that we can forward as well. The last line that Ashley did put down there about the requesting convening the ad hoc city county committee. I told Ashley that I'm a little bit skeptical on that one because it's yet another step. We had the city county attorney review and draft this. We had a combined city county natatorium board review this and present this. And then now it's going to a city committee, city council, county committee, and the county board. So we've already got all those steps already. Adding another step, I think it's a little repetitive, a little redundant. I do understand, and after I talked with Ashley a little more, she did let me know that in 2023, this committee was working on this agreement or whatever. And because of some of the changes and the changes in administration or staffing or whatever, it did get dropped. But I do feel because we've got, my personal opinion, we've got 3 city representatives, we've got 3 county representatives, plus the other city council members and the other county board members have an opportunity to, through their committee, and then finally through their final council and board, they would have the opportunity to address it at that time too. I think adding another committee just adds another meeting, it just adds more time, pushes it back more, and it really doesn't involve anyone differently than reviewing it right now. That's my own personal opinion. And I think that kind of takes away some of the, I think, responsibility or the expectations of this committee being the ones that are overseeing Symons. Now we're bringing in another ad hoc that's going to oversee Symons in addition to one that's already set up to oversee Symons. So that's just my own personal opinion. The other ones, the other suggestions, those have, I know, I think Melody brought these up kind of in the past before, and I think those are reasonable to at least discuss a little bit more.
I think Ashley's recommendations are solid. Is there any other thing from the city hall, or just those 2?
Those 2 were the big one because number 2, again, it's that language of any nature whatsoever. While the city is fully committed to funding Symons, we also have to protect ourselves because we also are taxpayer, spending taxpayer money. And, back in 2021 and 2022, when all of a sudden we were just handed a massive bill of $100,000+ at the end of the year by the county and said, here's the extra money you have to pay on top of what you already gave us, and we didn't have it budgeted. This language would make it easier for us to budget. And then we've also already committed to setting aside a certain dollar amount for capital improvements in the event, like one of the sand filters decides to explode or go bad. So So that was kind of the change in the language for that one. And then the same thing with 5.3, just again, offering that additional level of protection that because Symons is owned by the county, it is technically the county's budget, they're county employees, to just have that extra level of protection for the city that again, if all of a sudden the county says, we want to spend an extra $200,000 on Symons this year, the city, it has to come before the city. Anything that's, not in the budget, unbudgeted expenditures would need to come and get approval instead of us just at the end of the year being handed an extra bill.
Well, I think they're very reasonable. Is there anybody who wouldn't request? Want a motion that you can second?
Do you need a formal motion or does Attorney Wendell just need to redraft this with our suggestions? Like, are we to the point where we're ready to move this? Like, you'll have to bring it back to Finance
Yeah.
Council.
That's up to you guys if you want this wording, exactly. I can send it to Wendell and say, this is what the natatorium board would like, and you can approve it that way, or you can say, you just direct me to have Wendell make these changes and bring it back to the next meeting. And then you can consider it for that way if you'd rather do that.
I think there has to be, a decision made, if you look at, under 2A, like the last three sentences, or last three lines.
Yeah.
She just kind of put down, would you go back to, because I think, Melanie, we talked about this, and it wouldn't come back to the whole council, it would just go back to a leadership position in the city and.
This
the
would
council.
be for emergencies.
Right.
So in the event of an emergency, so, let's say you come in the morning, Kyle, and there's sand filling up the pool and you're like, oh my goodness, that constitutes an emergency. Instead of being like, well, we gotta wait for natatorium board, and then we gotta wait for council, we gotta
Yeah.
wait for, that who in the city and the county should have the authority to say, yes, go ahead, spend the money, get it fixed, and then we'll take it retro to council and county board. So.
Right, so I think she was looking for a need or a position to put in there.
And right now, at least from a county standpoint, we would go to the county administrator. I assume the city would be about the
Yes.
same thing.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Mike, is there a way we could do this without having to wait another meeting for approval?
If you're comfortable with Ashley's wording and you use that city administrator, county administrator for those last what Rachel just brought up.
And have the attorney wordsmith it? If we're good?
Well, did he already wordsmith it, or is this Ashley's language?
This is Ashley's language, based on the conversations we had with finance, of recommendations, what she feels the language should be changed to. But then it would have to come back to finance and council again, and then to the county board.
Yeah, originally it was scheduled to go on county executive finance tomorrow night, but with this now, it's been taken up at tomorrow night's meeting, so it'll go on the following, whatever the next one, at the end of the month probably, if it's ready by then. So it'll go back, so it'll be, actually, it'll probably be,
September.
yeah, it'll be September at the very earliest.
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we update the language on, of the Symons Recreation Complex Agreement, the language on section 2 and section 5.3. Per the suggestions of the city administrator, and then emergency expenditures would go to the county and the city administrator for approval.
Second.
Any further discussion? Not all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. And do we want to do anything with the ad hoc committee?
It was a suggestion. I don't think we
Okay.
have to. I agree with what you're saying now that you ran through that.
Yeah.
Who would have been involved in the ad hoc committee?
So it was the county and city administrator, the county board chair, the mayor, and then they picked a couple members of the council and the county board. Cause I know last time it was convened, I was on it, Dave Turk was on it. And that was when Clint was the administrator, so that was 2 administrators ago.
Okay, donations from the Simon Recreation to the Simon's Recreation.
All right, so these were approved by the foundation, their last month meeting. So they're coming to you guys for consideration, and then obviously they'll get to go forward through the county finance and the county board. But the foundation has offered to purchase a new treadmill. This is replacing the one, for those of you that know, we've had one that's been out of order for a couple of months now. This is a brand new treadmill that would replace that one. Second donation would be from the foundation, and that would be for miscellaneous weight room equipment as needed. And then the Pickleball Federation, a donation for indoor pickleball nets, which would be used at the gym for indoor pickleball. So working with Dean and the foundation and pickleball club and setting up some courts down there. And they're a pretty good opportunity to use.
Motion to accept?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. All right, committee correspondence.
Anything?
Oh, any future agenda items? If not, motion to adjourn.
Second.
Yeah,
I'm guessing you were
Yeah,
making
yeah,
a motion.
okay, yeah, all right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Adjourn.
Does the natatorium board,